For the most part, I've only been playing Starfield recently. One, because it's an amazing game that, I've been looking forward to all year, so I'm obviously going to try and, experience everything that the game has to offer. And two, because I bought the Game Pass for the first time just to play it, so I'm trying to beat it in under a month before they charge me again. I'm moving cheap out here. But again, it's a great game. Bethesda makes some of my favorite RPG titles of all time, so, being immersed in this space adventure with all these fun planets, storylines, and overall options for gameplay is definitely one of my gaming highlights for the year. The game lets me get goofy ass dialogue options in the most serious situations. I was sold on the first day. But even as much as, I'm enjoying the game of Starfield, that doesn't go without saying that the game doesn't have its flaws and all of the shortcomings that a lot of players just can't help but notice. Like, I'm sure if you've heard about Starfield online as far as like public opinion, you've heard the notion about how the game, doesn't live up to expectation or lacks features that people were anticipating upon release. And being this far in the game that I am, I can, see where some people are coming from. Like, for example, a lot of the space exploration does happen behind a loading screen, as you gotta pretty much fast travel from solar system to solar system, since the actual space travel in your ship is realistic as f***. Like, did y'all hear about that one dude that actually took their ship without fast traveling to Pluto and it took him a real life 7 hours? Like, I know we asked for realism, but god damn. So the gameplay itself is a hit or miss for some people, and I can, totally respect that. But another complaint was recently brought up about the game that I can completely get behind as far as wanting to see it change in the future, that instead of dealing with traveling, has to do with the game's characters. Now, the beauty of most Bethesda RPG games is that they've always been open world story sandboxes that allowed you to choose how you wanted to play and mostly side with whoever you wanted to side with character wise. So if you wanted to play the good guy that does all the good things in the whole story, you could do that. If you wanted to play on the dark side and do more bad options, you could do that. If you wanted to shoot a child, you could do that. But in this case, let's just focus on being more of a bad guy in Starfield, since come on bro, you'd be lying if you said you didn't at least think about being a menace. Luckily, Starfield gives you various options to do so, like committing crimes or, joining the main bad guys named the Crimson Fleet. But you see, the main problem that players have discovered with all of this is that the game doesn't give you much options to have companions that are willing to get on bad timing with you. One of the main aspects of your space adventure is the ability to have, a plethora of story characters as your companions, which will fight with you, tend your ship, or just be more support when you're trying to be the persuasion minigame. But most of them are pretty much good guys, and when you do something bad with them on your side, they'll either turn against you or just talk shit in dialogue. Like, who really wants to hear that? Now, these characters obviously aren't your only options for companions. Like I said before, you can join the Crimson Fleet and you have a few characters there, but players can't help but notice how the ratio from evil to good characters are extremely low, and the majority of evil characters don't even have fleshed out dialogue like the main ones. They've even pointed out how this isn't even the first time that Bethesda has designed their game like this, since a similar thing happened with the companions in the 2015 Fallout 4 game. And well, for this complaint, I can't help but wish it wasn't true, because, my Starfield character does the right thing most of the time, but when I'm on BT, and I'm killing everything moving. So the fact that the option to have characters that'll support me is limited is a bit of a letdown for me, especially coming from recently playing Skyrim when me and Janasso pretty much destroyed everything. It was wicked. But players hope that Bethesda can address this as a form of DLC, since we were promised one in the future. That, or some modders can make this a possibility where we have more dark side type of characters. I can't say for sure on the first option, but I can almost guarantee that a modder will eventually solve this problem for PC players, since they literally live for things like this. But, at the end of the day, it's still disappointing to see a role-playing game as vast as this one not carry a, a logical feature like this. Either way, I'ma still play Starfield, but hopefully we'll get more immersion updates in the future. So what do you guys think about Starfield, man? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? Feel free to comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.